Oh, welcome everybody. Welcome back. We are the XoneBros. This is your positive gaming and Xbox One community. We are the original, the OGs, the OGG of the OGGs.
Oh, G.
Yeah.
Are you okay there?
This
Jordan, your voice was weird. Say something. What's going on?
What is going on?
Oh. Okay, yeah. Do the little wiggle. Do the little wiggle dance. How did you... No, something's screwbally with you. Oh, it might be me here.
Oh, it's spicy. Oh, you're...
That might be our mixer going out.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
Nice sound gold. Wow, this is how it's this is how the sausage is made, everybody. Welcome. We are the XoneBros. This is your positive gaming and Xbox One community. Boom. Thank you very much for being here. This is podcast number 288. As always, I'm joined by the bros, the XoneBros. First and foremost, it's Mr. McSpicy. He's in the house.
Howdy.
Jord the man is here.
Hello.
And I, of course, am X1. That's me, and I pale on this camera.
Is that one?
I probably. So yeah, your camera's the one on the top right.
Because I keep looking at that.
The one that's pointing at you.
I don't even know where I'm looking.
The one that's pointing at you.
You know,
the one that's pointed. That's a good way to put it. There is a camera pointed directly on you. That is the camera.
That's yours. That's the one that you look at. Guys, thank you very much for being here. There was we got a lot of announcements. We got a lot of house stuff to take care of. We've got some community events that are happening. First, please stay tuned for next week because you know what's coming back? Community plays, baby. Community plays are coming back. We're setting one up. Stay tuned. You guys have asked for it. We had some things, we got busy. Some things happened, but we're bringing back the community plays, the community play days. Jordan will be setting that up and have an announcement for us next week. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah. What a way to put a great awkward silence in there.
Yeah, we do have also a new feature over on our Mixer Discord. You can now come over and clip for us. So what that means is you can create little 60-second clips from whatever you see. You just hit the clip button. Boom. It's there for us. Please come over and feel free to do so. Take clips of all of our past podcasts. If you find something funny, something interesting, something out of the norm that we say that you want to save and clip and highlight for us, come do so over on mixer.com/X1Bros. You do have to be level 70 in order to do that. But with our triple XP week here, you should be able to get to level 70, no problem. But we want to archive every part of all the podcasts that you guys find funny. And this is, or memorable, and this is a great way to do so. So come clip for us. And even when we're playing games in the mornings, I believe someone clipped me saying something foolish the other day.
Oh.
Why does that not surprise me?
And I was like, oh, that was foolish of me to say. That makes me look.
Now you're permanently on record now.
I'm permanently on record as a fool. Yeah. But come do it. It's a great feature. We also have a Minecraft server announcement. That's right.
I like this part.
There's a new ability in Minecraft and with Minecraft Realms to set up server-wide themes. That's right, server-wide themes. So come check it out. We have a server-wide theme in there right now. It's the RPG theme.
Ooh.
The HD. It's the RPG HD theme. The entire realm looks completely different. Come check it out. We will be doing seasonal ones, so stay tuned. A Christmas theme is coming. Let me tell you guys, if you haven't been in Minecraft in a while, in the Minecraft XoneBros realm, come in. It will blow your mind. There is so many cool stuff.
You should see what my tower looks like on this.
Oh yeah, I have. I actually have. It's very professional.
Well, what's really nice about this is you don't actually have to own the pack. This is something we do on our side.
The community,
it's awesome.
The realm the pack is purchased, and then you get to experience, and we all get to experience it together. Prior to this, if I had a theme pack, only I saw the realm.
Exactly.
Now the entire realm can see it. We also have, ready for this, wait for it, coordinates. Coordinates have finally been enabled in the Minecraft realm without taking away achievements. Before you weren't able to do it unless you wanted to disable achievements, and then you could have coordinates on. That has been removed, so we now have coordinates on, so you can never get lost.
I think they figured since they can't patch the duplicator, then there's really no point in locking out achievements.
This was always available for PC players.
Yeah,
it just was never available for the console players.
Yeah,
which when you're a cartographer like I am,
So now I want to get a map.
Have you not been in my church?
No, it's a good map, but now with coordinates, you can really map it out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. I wish that I had more time so I could do the whole big level. Like our map there, our world, our realm.
Our realm
is huge.
I've actually discovered some uncharted areas.
Oh really?
Yeah, because our map is huge, right? There's sections where no one's ever been.
Wow.
I put up a little thing like a flag, you know.
I am here.
Like you're on the moon.
I have been here.
You should make your guy golfing.
The Minecraft realm is something that it goes in waves and like sometimes I'm really into it, and then I take some time off, but I always come back.
Oh yeah.
So come join us over on Minecraft. It's a good time. Minecraft realm. If you haven't been in a while, there's a new theme. Come check it out. It's the HD Chroma Pack that is there, which is RPG and everything's
I love it
HD.
when you talk dirty.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, baby. So come check that out. We've got the Game Awards coming up.
Yay.
And we've decided this year, screw them.
Yay.
That's right. I said it. Screw them. We're going to do our own awards. That's right.
What did you call it?
We are doing the XoneBros Humbly Awesome Game Awards.
Yeah.
The XoneBros Humbly Awesome Game Awards.
The
Kinda like a humble bundle.
XOBHAGA.
The Haggis.
Or the Haggis.
We're the Haggis. The XoneBros Humbly Awesome Game Awards. Here's how this is going to work, guys. On December 20th, that is the last podcast of the year for us. We are going to tally up all the votes and reveal the winner of the community, the XoneBros Humbly Awesome Game Award of Game of the Year. So you can go vote right now over in Discord and announcements. There's a link also over on Facebook, on our Facebook page, XoneBros on Facebook. Pinned to the top of the page is the survey, the forum, the poll, and it's all open. So we don't limit ourselves like some people do, like some awards shows. We don't have just 5 games to pick from. You get to freewheel, hand type in whatever game you think deserves Game of the Year. There's not a list that you're limited to. Unlimited options, baby.
Wow.
We've stripped it down bare naked. You're exposed to the entire world. Every game is available as long as it's released in 2019.
If not, people will make fun of you.
What about, so we're just doing Game of the Year, or are we doing different genres?
Yeah, here's how we're doing it. Game of the Year, and then you tell us why this gets Game of the Year in a short little 2 sentences so that we'll review those.
No run-on sentences.
No run-on sentences.
Just do a Jordan.
Punctuations.
I like it.
I like it. It's good. Then we have best single player experience in 2019. So this could be a game that has multiplayer as well, but you really enjoyed the campaign. And then we have best multiplayer experience of 2019, and that's it. Those are the 3 categories.
So what were the
single player experience could be a platformer or an indie game.
Single player, multiplayer, and Game of the Year.
Yeah. And
I like
all
it.
those, they could cross over, but I felt like breaking it down, single player, multiplayer. So you could, for instance, maybe Call of Duty Modern Warfare is on yours for multiplayer, but not for single player.
Can we do
or
like
vice versa.
Can we do like one for like a terrible game that we just felt bad about, and then called it like Miscongeniality or something?
Crappiest game of the year?
Crappiest. Well,
No,
I don't
no,
want.
no, I
you
like
have
that.
to make it
We
positive.
should do the
Oh.
Miscongeniality Award.
You know what I mean?
And
Like
that'll
they
be-
tried. They showed up.
Okay, we could do that right now.
The
we all have to make that change
let's
on
do
the
the
fly here.
Miscongeniality
We can do it.
Award.
Oh, okay. I
It's
got
already
you.
there.
And we'll-
People can go right now vote.
I'm not used to you being so prepared.
I'm sorry. I'm becoming professional.
I like that idea. I think we should do that. I think we should do the Miscongeniality Award.
The Bless Their Heart Award.
Yeah, there you go.
I like it. Let's throw that in there.
So thanks for trying.
You did your best, but hey, glad you're here.
Most improved.
Most improved. Yeah. Okay.
No, but come join us. We want the community. Let's see what our game of the year is. Let's see what we pick as a community. We're doing it, baby. The Humbly Awesome XoneBros Game Awards. The poll closes December 18th, and we will announce December 20th.
Yeah, you're pro. What's happened to you?
I just...
Why the 18th?
It's 2 days before the podcast, so that we could, tally stuff up.
And play the games that we don't know that we've never heard of before.
That was awkward award.
That was awkward.
That's a good one. And last but not least, guys, it's a big one. We're hitting the ground running. We're finishing off the year strong. We've got a community challenge.
Ooh.
That's
yeah.
right. We have not done a community challenge in a while.
Since the summer.
Was it Trials? I believe it was Trials. That
I
we
think there
did
was
a
one
challenge.
after that.
Yes, it's the
I
summer.
mean, we could look. We have the capability.
We have got a community challenge. The community challenge this week is Call of Duty. Maybe Mr. McSpicy,
Modern Warfare.
go ahead and explain it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Your KD ratio.
Okay. Well, then you just explained it. You just
No,
took away my thunder.
Well, now go deep. Dive deeper.
Okay. In Call of Duty, if you play...
There's only 2 game modes that you could use.
So we are opening this up to 2 game modes in Call of Duty. Modern Warfare, the one that just released.
Yes.
The
Domination?
Let me...
Sorry, you are struggling there.
I'm not. I'm building. I'm building.
You're standing at the edge of the diving board. I'm pushing you off.
No, but I'm sitting there making people whatever. Okay, so domination and team deathmatch are the two viable game modes that you can play. It is the KD, so your kill to death ratio. At the end of the match, we'll have you screenshot it. There is one minor thing we've added. You have to have at least 5 kills. 5 kills minimum. And then you just take a screenshot of your final score, post that in Discord. We have a community challenge channel. Thank you. Community, you'll see it, and we have the rules in there too. Before we had it, so you only post if it's better than the current champion. Should we still do that?
Yes.
Otherwise, there'll be a lot of spam to go through.
No, let's just let everyone post. I'll go through it.
Everybody, just post your best score.
If you think you've got a chance, go for it. So the reason we chose KD ratio is to kind of give everybody a chance, because it was just we were going to go like overall kills or something. We chose KD because it gives a crappy player like myself still a chance to have a high KD.
We have a lot of great players like Ronan. He's an excellent player. He's very good at what he does. But this gives it a great opportunity for just somebody that just has an awesome match.
Yeah.
Get that high KD.
And it does have to be the end score screen match.
Yes.
We can't tell which one.
The winner will be selected before next week's podcast, the Black Friday special podcast that we do each and every single year. And we have some Xbox Live gift cards. We have a $10 Xbox Live gift card. You will receive that. So good luck, everybody.
And there is one question that was brought up, which is a good question. Does hardcore mode count?
No, it doesn't. Hardcore,
regular,
it's regular mode, yeah. Hardcore mode, I mean, we could do that, but I think we're going to keep it simple.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So it's just standard mode, and we can tell the difference on all this with that end screen, by the way. If you don't know how to take a screenshot, super simple. At the end of the match, when it shows your screen, hit the Xbox Jewel, then press Y.
Yep.
And it'll just capture that shot.
And then you can, what you can do is use your phone, go into your Xbox app, screenshot it, and then share it on the Discord channel. Guys, good luck. We're very excited. Community things, they're back.
Yeah,
better than ever.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everybody.
That should be fun, though. It's exciting.
Yeah, and don't forget, go vote. We've got 3 weeks to get votes for the XoneBros Humbly Awesome Game Awards. The Humbly Awesome Game Awards. Humbly.
Haga.
You've heard of MAGA? This is Haga.
That's funny.
With that, Civilization 6 did drop this week on the Xbox. Mm-hmm. And Jordan we all have it, but Jordan has had a chance to jump in and play. Let's go over first impressions. Civilization 6 on the Xbox. Give them to me, Jordan.
I think it's really good. I really think it's good.
Oh, very nice.
So,
yes.
No, I think this is the new standard for ports.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait, did you have this on the Switch?
Yeah,
already?
So it's essentially the same. If you had it on the Switch, it's essentially the same control scheme. But it really is the new standard for ports, because this is a game that I didn't think you could do very well without a mouse and keyboard. Yeah. And even when they posted it on Twitter, there was a lot of people like, oh, does this have mouse and keyboard support? You don't need it. The controls are on point. It's super simple. And crazy enough, it's simple. You use the D-pad, you use X and Y, and you use the bumpers. Like it's really not hard at all, right? Yeah. It's control. The game itself is fantastic. It always has been. So I won't talk much about that. But the controls are excellent. They're on point. Like I said, this is the new standard for porting.
Yeah,
for porting PC games like this, grand strategy PC games to the console, this is the standard you want to live by.
I think the concern here too is Civilization 6 is a very menu heavy game. Yes. And you've got to dive deep. You've got to sometimes go 4 or 5 layers into menus. Mm-hmm. How is that streamlined with a controller?
Well, it's the same thing. I mean, instead of clicking with your mouse, so like for example, let's go into our city menu, right? Yeah. Or let's go to our city information menu, which shows your population, your food, your production, like you're making so much food per turn, all that stuff, right? You got to click on your city on the computer. You click on your city. It then brings up your city menu. That you then click on your info, which then brings up your info, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just use that as an example. On the console, it's A, down, A. Like it's the same thing. Instead of scrolling your mouse down and click, it's the exact.
Sure.
It's the exact same thing. Everything's in the same place. It's literally everything on the PC is on the console. You're just using a controller instead of a mouse, and they've converted that process in my opinion, very well.
And it works.
And it works
well.
fantastic. I mean, if you played it on the Switch, you're already kind of used to it.
Yeah.
I think Mark already played it on the Switch. And
I have it on the Switch,
and I think you liked it. I
Oh,
can't
no,
remember.
it's
but
excellent.
It's
totally redone for a
Yeah.
console. Yeah, they did a really good job
They
on the
really
Switch.
did. What's super nice about this one is I don't know if it was like Age of Wonder that had this problem, but this is the full Civilization game. You're not missing any features. You're not missing any menus or anything like that. If you can go in and deeply customize your custom games just like you can on the PC.
Very
This is
good.
the full Civilization experience, and they've also bundled the expansions for you if you want to get those, which I've actually changed my opinion on. I think they're actually very well priced.
Really?
For
Why
like
is that? Why is
well,
that?
because on the
Because
PC,
I have a complaint about it. Can I give my complaint first?
yeah, you think it's too much.
Yeah, here's my problem. I think they should adjust because when how Civilization traditionally works is Civilization comes out on the PC, then eventually you get expansion 1, then eventually you get expansion 2. So you're buying while you might pay the same price, right? Your cost is spread out, so it doesn't hurt, right? Here on the release here on the Xbox One, you're paying for the base game, and if you want both expansions, and Civilization is a game that is really enhanced with
Via the
expansions.
expansions,
Usually, Civilization, for instance, Civilization 5 Game of the Year Edition includes all of the expansions.
And it's
That's the only way to get it because that's when it's perfected, right? That's where you have super cool abilities, super cool options. Everything's honed in and toned up, and it's the only way to get it with the expansions. And I just think coming to Xbox, they should have done, something like $59.99 for the base game, $79 for the expansions or something. Instead, you're paying full price for each expansion and the game, but you're doing it all at once, and that's just hard to justify. What is that, $120 cost?
$100.
I think it's actually $110.
60 plus 40 plus tax.
Yeah, I think so. It ends up being like $110.
Man, I was just like Rain Man right there.
Yeah,
Did you
that's
check
what it was.
that
Wow, we
out?
should go to Vegas.
Yeah. Kmart sucks.
I just think that's a lot to pay to justify all at once, and I just wonder how much of your player base, because multiplayer, the fact that it's on Xbox now with Xbox Live, I want to do multiplayer matches. I want to do computer multiplayer matches, but you're splitting up your base because not everyone has
the new expansions.
the new expansions.
But the problem is these expansions aren't old. When you're talking about the Civilization 5 Game of the Year editions,
true.
that was 5 expansions in like 5 years late. You know what I mean? That was they were done. You know what I mean? The Gathering Storm, which is the newest expansion, just came out in February.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you are.
But that's still at this point that's almost a year old. You could bundle that in.
Well, you could. Well, the thing. Well, I mean, you could. You could give away money if you wanted to. But no, you're actually saving money through the console. So the console base game, $60, actually comes with a couple extra civilizations, which you do end up paying for on the PC. So I guess you get that bundled in. Now, whether you care about extra civilizations or not, that's up to you.
I think the options. I like those.
Yeah,
options.
no, I think it actually, because each civilization has their own perks and stuff. So
I
extra
usually
civilizations
play as
actually.
America.
Yeah.
America,
So like they're
or Britain.
So like America,
Britain's good.
America, they have the film building, which is their special building. They have the P-51 Mustang for military, right? So every civilization has their perks, right? So I think new civilizations actually do add stuff.
It enhances it.
Now, Rise and Fall, which is the expansion I have on the PC, which I think is fantastic, by the way, because they add a ton of cool new features in Rise and Fall. I think that's 35. Maybe that one's 30 on the PC. And then I believe Gathering Storm is like 35. So you're actually the way it works out, if you buy the bundle, you end up saving like $10. The prices are better on the console than they are on the PC.
Okay.
Now that being said, Steam and the PC do have a lot more like flash sales. So, I mean, I guess it balances out there. But the only complaint I have is I wish they weren't bundled. I wish you could buy them individually. Because I have not jumped. Gathering Storm does have cool features. I've not jumped into that one. I think Rise and Fall is really fun. That's the one I would buy first. And then Gathering Storm does add cool new features like what you're seeing on screen right now. There's a blizzard and stuff like that. But
is this the best Civilization to date? Civilization
I would say
6?
Civilization 5 is my favorite.
Still,
Yeah.
it's hard.
But it's very similar.
It's
right?
hard. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, Civilization 5, you're 5 expansions in, it's perfected.
well, that
you
was
know what
considered.
I mean? Like,
that was considered like at the end, like the perfect Civilization game.
no, it really was, right?
And this, what are we, two expansions in? So
Two
we're
expansions
getting
in, and Rise and Fall, which is the first expansion, adds a lot of good gameplay elements. It adds governors, which is a really cool mechanic. The coolest mechanic is it adds Dark Ages and Golden Ages.
Okay.
Which is super
Now
fun.
this,
But anyway,
I know that you mentioned like you don't need mouse and keyboard support because it's so good on mouse, but does it come with mouse and keyboard support for the Xbox?
I don't know if PC or if Xbox
Xbox?
supports it or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And his computer's updating.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so he
but-
can't
It's only at
look at it.
Yeah,
19%.
it's pretty bad.
Oh my goodness, that's
But
terrible.
no, I mean, that would be awesome if it supports mouse and
Wow.
keyboard. Because I mean, why
I don't-
not, right?
I don't know how David puts up with us. He's all professional now, and we're updating.
Well,
our
what's
PC.
funny is
I don't even
I
have a PC.
I told mine. It said, "Do you want to update your PC?" And I said later when I first got here, and then 20 minutes later. So I mean, I
Hey,
guess it didn't.
technically,
Yeah, I mean,
it-
I can't be mad.
It did not lie to you.
But anyway, no, Civilization 6 I think is super fun. For me, it's hard to say if it's just as I don't know. Civilization 5 and 6, in my opinion, are both neck and neck.
Yeah.
I think Civilization has Civ 5 has the benefit of, I mean, 3 or 4 expansions to where it just perfected itself, right?
Yeah.
Civilization 6 is still kind of in that mode. I do think Rise and Fall was an excellent expansion.
Sure.
That did do a lot of good things. There's a few things it didn't do good, but it did a lot of good things. I've not played Gathering Storm yet, but I mean, who doesn't want a volcano erupting right next to your Eiffel Tower?
I know I do.
You know, so you got to prepare for that.
Yeah, you've got to be in this is RNG events. Sucks to be you.
Yeah. So it also adds more features than that, right? That's just like the big.
It'd be cool if you
staple
could
feature,
like
but-
pray to the gods or sacrifice, and then a volcano erupts on your enemies or something. In that one, That would
I
be
remember the old Sim City. I would always have Bowser blow everything up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could have.
cool. You could have like destruction.
That would be
Godzilla comes,
awesome.
No, but it's really fun. I think it's an excellent port. I think it's the standard for porting for these grand strategy games. And what makes it so nice is you're not getting. So what was, if you guys remember Civilization Revolution for the 360, that was like a custom game for the console, right?
Yeah.
It had different features. It was, I don't want to say watered down, but it kind of was. You know, it was very. I have it on my phone, so don't worry. But,
okay.
but thank you, I appreciate
No
that you were
problem.
trying to
I
help
got
me
you.
out. Yeah. What I like about this game over Civilization Revolution is the fact that this is the full game. Like, they're not leaving anything out. What I was surprised about is when I went in to create my own match today, I went into advanced settings and it had everything there. You know, turn time, victory limit, everything, right? Everything you can do. It's super fun.
I want to get some multiplayer matches going. Anybody in the community, if you would. Oh, this is my question on the turn-based. So Wargroove, what makes Wargroove so valuable as a turn-based strategy game is the fact that I don't have to be online when playing that game against competitors. If Civilization has that implemented, that's the ball game, right?
Yeah, I haven't played a lot of online matches on the PC either. 'Cause,
Yeah,
I mean, that game's just.
I would love to
you
check
can-
that out. But regardless, Civilization guys, turn-based. If you are interested, hit me up over on Discord.
You know,
let's set up some games. Let's get them going. I do just have the base. I do not have the expansions yet. That will
You
probably
will.
come at a later date. So let's go. Let's go for it.
I
man.
love that. So I've been looking to see if a keyboard and mouse.
So if I couldn't find anything,
I couldn't find anything
Yeah.
either. So if you have a keyboard and mouse, and
just
you
try it out.
Plug it in.
let us
See
know.
what happens.
Let us know. But as I was looking, I found this article of this. This was a really good title: Civilization 6 Xbox One review. So addictive, it should carry a warning label. And then this reviewer's first sentence is: as a first-time Civilization player, I had no idea what I was walking into. Civ 6 might be the most addictive game I've ever
Dude, yeah,
played.
It really is one more turn.
You like
That's a great review.
Civilization 6, the only game for me that has ever come close to what Civilization 6 does is Stardew Valley. Where you're like, okay, I just got to get one more turn. And you're not paying attention to the time and the hours fly. And even then, it doesn't, like Civilization 6 is that on steroids.
Well, the term
right?
"one more term"
One more
came
turn.
from this game.
Just one more turn, baby.
There's one more turn.
One more turn.
Well, because just how the game is made, you have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Can I give some suggestions as if you're new to Civilization, if you've never played and you're jumping into multiplayer with your friend, maybe you're doing hot seat, maybe you're doing it over Xbox Live, it doesn't matter, but you're setting up custom matches. Let me give you some advice. on some of the settings you should do. Number one, you can choose your level of game. I like bigger maps, and I like having barbarians in there. I find it more enjoyable because there's exploration is a huge part of what Civilization is.
You can do the world.
So,
That's
Like
Yeah.
the literal world. Like
Yeah,
America,
that's one of the maps.
Canada. Yeah, you can do the whole world. It's pretty cool.
be careful with the barbarians, though. They can get out of control. They can. I like having the barbarians up to a certain extent because they give you gold every time you capture them and a whole bunch of
They're
other
good
stuff.
for early game. By late game, and besides barbarians, I like having AI. Like for instance, let's say it's me and Spicy going. I like having two additional AI civilizations going as well, just because it you kind of need that for like a diplomacy, religion. There's all different types of economy. There's all different types of way to win the game. It's not just military. Although you can set your settings on only military. I usually keep.
I would keep it all on. That's the. I mean, you can do a domination victory, a score victory. I keep it all on because that's the fun of the game. Right?
Yeah. No.
When
absolutely.
you see those priests coming into your cities.
Yeah. However, I would.
That's how I win.
Yeah.
However,
Religious
I
victory.
will say the setting that you must have, and after years and years, and I'm sure Spicy and Jordan will agree with me on this, after years and years of playing, when you're playing with friends, you need a turn timer. And the ideal turn timer, the perfect time that we have honed it down to, is 2 minutes. 2-minute turn time. It forces you to be a little bit efficient, and when you're beginning the game, I don't recommend starting the game and learning it in multiplayer. Because you're not going to be that fast. And it doesn't require you to be super fast, but it's enough time to keep the game pushing forward. And even if you want to put your turn timers longer, that's just what we normally do. 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. But if not, let me tell you, you will start to hate your friend.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'll be like, can we go? Dude, are you going? Like, what is happening?
It's basically like on Apex when people don't ready up, right, Jordan?
Yeah.
It's the exact
No,
same
it's
thing.
worse. It's worse. It's way worse. But no, you want to keep the game going. So if you're playing multiplayer in Civilization 6 online, push it forward. I mean, just have a turn timer set. And I would not set anything above 5 minutes. And I would actually not set 5 minutes myself because it's still, that adds up after time. But 5 minutes would probably be my max.
Yeah, 60 seconds I feel is too soon.
Yeah.
3 minutes and plus I feel is a little
Too long.
Yeah.
2 minutes is a good spot.
2 minutes is a good spot.
Another fun tip, and you'll thank me later because I started doing this like 6 months ago on the PC. Always build your first city
immediately
next to water.
Oh yeah, well, and also
Doesn't matter if you're going to do Navy or anything like that.
Well,
always
next to
build it
a
next
water
to water
and a river, like river especially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and the game does a good job at
Usually
when you
places
start,
you near there.
Yeah,
but
you don't
sometimes
get a
have to
huge
travel, so.
disadvantage.
gives
but-
you those hints.
Reason being is because it opens up trade routes. It
Second,
gives you,
second, build roads.
Well, you get more food right
Get
off
more
the bat.
food, yeah. So it's
Second-
just a
And
good
food is really important in this game because that's your citizens. It's what creates and feeds your citizens,
thing. Which grow your population.
and it grows your That is your population, right? So
Second, build roads. Roads are huge, like speed of travel. You also get bonuses.
Helps
for
out
your
trade
cities
routes
and
as
stuff
well,
like that.
so.
there's
And-
a lot of cool stuff in these games.
The way maybe before we end, let's just go through your play style with Civilization 6. The way I like to play,
Backstab your friends.
I go war, baby. I go all
Domination
war
victory, yeah.
all the time. I rarely go economy. I rarely go religion or technology. I go war.
I think war is one of the funnest ones to
It
do.
is funnest.
Yeah.
Although, doing religion is, I would say religion's really fun too.
Yeah.
Because they don't expect it.
So what you can do with religion is you can convert your neighbors. So McSpicy, if he's doing religion against me, he can come in and convert my population to a point that they just annex themselves and become his civilization.
You take them over.
I was playing with Jordan one time, and Jordan was like, "Wait, what? Why am I?" I think it was like Judaism is what I chose, right?
Like that, yeah.
What's happening? I thought we were allied, and it's like because you can't block. In order to block religion, you have to have religion yourself to block it.
Or go to war.
Or
Because then you can't.
Yeah, in war you can't send your priests over, but you can influence.
No, you can
still
you can
influence
send your
across the
priests
border.
over, but I mean if I
They
blow up your town, if I blow up your mosque or whatever, your church, right? There's only one religion. I like my favorite.
That just sounded like
Recently-
you said. There's only one religion I like.
What is it? What is it, Jordan?
No, war.
Because you like merged those two sentences.
Yeah,
You're
sorry,
like,
no.
oh, there's only one
I'm
religion.
gonna blow up your block.
I like.
Recently, I've been doing science victories.
Yeah,
that's a
that's-
space race. Those ones are really fun.
That is fun.
because they're
Okay, there's no
Yeah.
better way to anger opposing players than to get the science victory.
because then
Because it comes out of nowhere.
you're like,
sometimes.
oh, it's my turn. Why is there a rocket going? And you're
there's
like,
a rocket.
oh,
Oh, game over.
shoot.
Oh, they're in space.
There's lots of different ways to win. It's really kind of cool.
It is a very good game. We highly recommend it. And with that,
Oh my goodness.
let's get this show on the road. Jordan's computer is now at 27%.
All right,
How
yeah.
long has it been? You're like me.
That's 21%.
21%. Whoa.
It's a big update.
Do you want to
apparently.
use my
So he's
phone?
No, I got
He's
my
doing the news from his
cancer
phone,
phone.
that looks like it's been smashed.
Yeah. It's like this,
Did your wife
bigger.
get mad at you and throw that
Can
at
I
you or
show?
something?
Can I
It
show
fell
that
off.
on stream?
Yeah, it fell off a
Go ahead
roof.
and show
Actually.
this.
Oh, it fell off a
Fell
roof?
off a roof.
Hey,
yeah.
look at this, everybody!
your
Look at his like.
Yeah.
Look at that blob of ink in the
It's like-
left-hand
It's
side.
spread. It used to be smaller. It spreads every week. So I'll eventually get a new one.
All right, yeah, we can go back on.
So, first news story, Call of Duty
Yeah.
Modern
So
Warfare.
Call of Duty has first of all, they have a huge 20 gig update. That came out today, I believe, which is
Oh.
very, very nice.
It's
very exciting.
nice.
Yeah, no.
It's you know when those 20 gig those they only come out over so often.
So
And when you get yourself an update, it's nice.
big news is there's a lot of bug fixes and changes, which is great. They've added new Spec Ops modes. I believe there's either 2 or 3 of them, which was fun. But the big one,
Yeah.
and I think you'll like this, Mark, if you haven't heard already, they have added a new playlist. Gun
Good.
game.
Gun game is my favorite mode.
And I played it. I got 5 guns in.
And then you lost.
And then, well, some other guy
That's
won, you know.
that is by far my favorite mode.
Yeah, very fun. So what gun game is you start out with one weapon and you basically work your way up the chain. I think there's 18 weapons in this one or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think the last weapon is a rocket launcher.
Yeah, they generally start small and go big.
Yeah.
You know?
So you start out, at least in the, I don't know if they vary. Usually they don't. But in my match, I started out with a Magnum with a sight on it, which surprisingly was hard because of the kickback, you know?
Yeah.
And then I went to a shotgun, then I went to
gun
a
game is
Uzi, then I went to an assault rifle. It's super fun. It's I don't think it's an experience booster. You're not getting a ton of experience in that game mode. It's just different and fun.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
what's
I think
exciting.
if you do well, I mean, you get plenty of experience.
That's probably why I didn't do well.
Oh, yeah, you only got 5 guns
I only
in.
got 5 guns in. So
Yeah.
Is this one of your favorite? Spicy, is this one of your favorite modes?
It is my favorite mode.
What made just the fact that
It's super intense. People are at a disadvantage, and then you all of a sudden become like unstoppable if you play well. And and you can play well on accident half the time. I don't know. It's just super. So how this game works is you start out with a dinky little pistol. If you kill somebody with it, it upgrades your gun. And then if you kill somebody with, like, say the shotgun is the next one up, then you get an SMG, and then
The
you
Uzi
get an
was my third one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you get all the kills with the weapons, which is you said 18, it sounds like, then you win the match, and it's really, really fun.
the fourth one I think was like a 50 cal sniper rifle type gun. That one was hard.
Yeah.
That was really hard.
Well, it makes you play differently
Yeah.
because, like, you're not going to go close range on a sniper most of the time. In past Call of Duties, you could. This one is a lot harder. Sniping is a lot more difficult in this game than the past games. It's very difficult to quickscope, but so I can see why that would be difficult for you.
Yeah.
So you have to change your play style accordingly. But yeah, this gun game's awesome. I love that.
Speaking of Call of Duty, on our challenge, we are getting some questions. Our community challenge. Is it overall, KD? It's just one match, right? Single match.
One match.
One
That's why you send
single
the
match.
end score.
That's how you clock it. The end screen, you screenshot it, and then you can screenshot it Xbox Gem, Jewel, and then press Y. That's how you get it. You have to have at least 5 kills for it to be eligible, and just post that right there in Discord. Oh, Death Star Destroyer says it goes to 20 and the last weapon is a knife.
Oh, 20,
so there's
okay.
20
20
kills
good
in
one,
gun
yeah.
game. So cool. It's so fun.
The guy that we had one with, maybe we ran out of time, and that's why, or something like that.
Oh man.
Because the guy that we ran, what are you laughing at?
That sounds like you were all at the same level of
I don't know. All I know is
If
the
you
last,
run
the
out of
last
time
guy
in gun game.
The last guy won with a rocket launcher, and he shot and killed himself and an opponent. Right. So, anyway, in summary, the patch comes up with a lot of bug fixes. They're adjusting footsteps again. Anyway, the new additions to Spec Ops mode, and then of course the new playlist gun game. Now, jumping into rumors. Let's talk about rumors. Still on Call of Duty, though.
The rumor zone.
The rumor zone. There has been some data mined information about Call of Duty, and that is of the Battle Royale mode that they may or may not be coming out with. So rumors are they're coming out with the Battle Royale mode.
Wait, how do we... If it's been data mined, how is it not coming out?
Well, I mean, they can always not come out with it.
And sometimes stuff.
But why would they have done all that?
Sometimes there's
in
like
there that doesn't release for
a long time.
You know what
I
mean?
like the hot coffee in Grand Theft Auto. Have you ever? That one changed that game rating.
Yeah,
because it was in the code.
So anyway, what the data mine?
Well,
because it's not officially confirmed, right? So there can be changes. There can be because there's a lot of features that they're talking about that can be changed, right? So. Battle Royale mode supposedly coming out early 2020, right? Now, they're saying that they showed a map of the Battle Royale mode, which includes the map from Spec Ops and some big or ground war maps, right?
Sure.
Which makes this map super, super huge because word on the street is it's going to be a 200-player match.
Holy
my goodness.
smokes.
Yeah.
200
Now,
players?
that's not even the best part. Before the show, we
What?
were talking about...
Is that a good part,
I don't know if
Well,
that's a good thing.
yeah,
I
no.
like Apex because it's only 60.
Well, 200. Imagine.
Okay, well,
so the map is huge,
experience
though.
it
Yeah,
at least.
yeah. So anyway, no.
Wow.
The reason I like this is because before the show, Dave and I were actually talking, and I like when games, maybe it doesn't work, but I like when they try and do something different.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Like take Apex, for example.
Take it.
They did different. They went threes only. They introduced reviving, right? You know, they did different things, right? Which I like. What I really like is their revival system that they have. So big, huge map. 200 players. That's this all may change, right? This isn't confirmed.
This is the rumor zone.
Yeah.
It's a lot like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, hot coffee, right? So they are going to have respawn tokens, right? What's interesting about this is, from what it sounds like, the article I was reading, those respawn tokens, you can find them and pick them up. And anyway, it made it sound like you can kind of use them on yourself if you die, but I don't know if that's
Like a self-revive?
Oh no. So no, it's only on fallen allies. Anyway, so you use it on fallen allies. But so ignore what I just said. Anyway.
So it's an item you pick up from looting, and then you can basically it's like a superpowered Band-Aid.
Yeah. So tokens which may be looted but only used once for each player, so you can actually only die once. So yeah, I believe in Apex you can keep reviving them, right?
Yes, but honestly,
I mean, you're only
if
gonna
it
get one
happens
shot.
once, if it happens again, you're pretty much screwed for endgame.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
it's basically once.
So you'll get a token that can be looted. You will grab that token. Say a teammate goes down. Let's just say me, David, and Mark are playing.
Got it.
Dave, who wants to go
I'll
down?
go
Who
down.
Okay,
Obviously.
David goes down, right?
He's obviously the one that's going to go down.
Mark and I find a token.
I'm shot!
We find a token. We take it to an ambulance.
Ooh.
We put the token in the ambulance. We then revive David. David's not back yet. He has to prove himself.
I'm going to prove myself.
So what he has to do
I have
is
to go fight all the other dead people?
Yeah, you are put in a one-on-one match with another person that has died, and the winner of that match comes back.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So if I lose that, you guys can still get another token, and it's
It's only used. It's from what it sounds like. I mean, we're not exactly sure because it's just vague. But that token is used once per person. So if we use it on you and you lose that one-on-one, we may not be able to use it.
This
on
is
you
like
again.
that season of Survivor when they had the exiles fight each other.
That's exactly what it is. I
Prove
think they watched that
thyself.
season.
That's legit.
So,
You want to go back to Earth? You're dead. Prove thyself.
so when you put, let me read you for the article. The ambulance will take the incapacitated player to the Gulag. I don't know what
Gulag.
the Gulag, where they will get a chance to go up in a one-on-one fight. The winner will re-enter the battle, but they will have to locate a mobile armory to retrieve their equipment. That's the other cool thing. You can retrieve, from what it sounds like, if you find that mobile armory, you can retrieve the equipment you then died with.
That you already have.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dirty.
But how intense are those one-on-one fights going to be?
Dude,
That sucks.
Like, guys, what do I do? Oh my goodness! It's gonna be great.
Like,
I
we basically what's going to happen is we're going to pop that thing on his remains 3 times, and he's going to lose. David's going to lose every one-on-one.
Like, guys,
if you can, right?
Like, come on, you guys are like going to be rooting for me. Come on, David, kill this guy.
Now, what it's going to do...
Damn it, David! You're done again!
What it's going to do is when you're revived in the ambulance and you're taken to the Gulag or whatever it's called, you're going to be in a queue. So it's not going to just randomly throw you in. It's going to say, hey, you're up next. You're in third in line, right? It's going to tell you when you're...
In this corner,
yeah.
with a KD of 0.01.
And I wonder if that's why maybe they're choosing a high player count to fill that queue faster.
How long is this Battle Royale match?
It's going to
be an hour-long timer.
If you think about it, PUBG and H1Z1, they were long matches.
That's true.
I mean, if you were good, they were long matches. If you were bad, you got in pretty quickly.
Yeah. Or if you were me, you'd like freeze, and then all of a sudden your body would explode because the game sucked.
Or if you're driving a car, all of a sudden you're floating through the air.
Upside down.
vehicle.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, I like that Battle Royale has kind of become a game mode in games. I know some people don't like it. I don't mind it. It's become a new team deathmatch, a new...
I'll tell you what, I like this idea of having to earn your way back from perdition.
Yeah, I know.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, it's
Death Star Destroyer in chat says new community challenge, most 1v1 wins in the Gulag. That is awesome.
Anyway, I think that's actually a cool feature. I think it's different. Like I said, I like it when it may or not work. Who knows? It may not be a cool feature, but I think games that try to do something different.
Well, there's 200 players, and all these players are trying to get back into the match. This match has to be like 40 minutes long.
If you get the
watch
respawn,
an episode.
if you get the respawn token, right?
Oh yeah.
So you do have to get your team. So in solos, obviously, it's not going to be in there, right?
Are you going to be just sitting there going, are they going to find a respawn token? Are they going to find? And then are you
use it on me?
Please use it on me, not David.
Can I have your respawn token?
I can't win the Gulag.
What will you offer me in return?
So anyway, I just think it's a cool feature. It's a cool take on it, right? I think games like Call of Duty are in that position to where they can do that because, I mean, it's just a game mode for it's a game mode for them, right? They have their core games. They can kind of make this more risky, right? Do cool new features. Now, like I said, it may not be a 200 player count. That was the number that was data mined. I actually think that can you imagine, like, holy...
Dude, I just imagine what that looks like.
Well,
because here's the thing.
You got to think this map.
How many players?
This map is huge.
Well, how many players is the new Pacific War
64?
64. And sometimes that is like a sight to behold when you're in that game.
Yeah.
We're talking about Battlefield 5
now
here.
imagine the Gulag.
I can imagine.
Imagine Atlas isn't
200 players.
when you have 10,000 players in a battle royale.
Oh my goodness!
Good luck.
Oh man.
Yeah, Atlas is that big server, like
the pirate game.
It's the pirate game that
Maybe
has.
they should add the Gulag.
Tens of thousands of players.
The feature I'm most excited for. No, really, the feature I'm most excited for is that earning your way back in. I mean, not only does your teammate have, because imagine this. Imagine you risk your life to get him back, and then he loses his one-on-one. So literally the last 10 minutes of what you did was worth nothing.
Yeah. That's cool.
I think it's going to ruin friendships.
I think it will. Guys, we have to be careful playing this game.
And then you every time I get launched, I'm going to be like playing like badass music. It's like, all right, let's get this. Let's win this.
Boys. No, what's going to be frustrating is if you're the best player on your team and you die and you're waiting for your team to get the token.
And it's like you're up next. It's totally. They should do it like the old Mortal Kombat tournament where you go up the tower.
That'd be cool.
Oh baby, let's do this.
Here we go.
You could really make that super badass.
Dude,
I think they're trying to. So rumor is, or data mined, whatever you want to call it, hot coffee. It's coming out in early 2020.
The hot coffee patch. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so moving on, we do have the
Some big
November
updates,
update for Xbox One. Well, let's go through the big bullet points. Big one is Google Assistant now works for your Xbox, so you can say, "Hey Google, turn on my Xbox and do stuff."
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
So there's also the gamer tag improvements, which are now there, which means you can go in and change your gamer tag.
Yeah, we've had a couple people already change their gamer tag in the community to their original gamer tag.
Just so you know, the first gamer tag change is free.
There you go.
I tried to change mine to Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher.
There was a lot of Bobby Bouchers out there.
You have a brand though.
I know, I do.
But Jordan doesn't care.
Yeah,
Jordan, honestly.
Can you imagine in the Gulag going up against Bobby Boucher?
I just got killed by Bobby Boucher.
Gatorade.
Anyway, so there's new gamer tag improvements. There is the text filtering, which is kind of nice. So basically, you can, if you get a lot of mean messages after playing a rousing game of Overwatch, you can set your filter to basically low, medium, high, which essentially filters out, naughty words.
Can you filter out bad grammar?
I don't know if it's that smart. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
'Cause
that's the
that's-
December update.
Sometimes I don't know it.
Where I noticed this
when
update,
I'm being insulted, I'd like to know what they're saying.
where I noticed this update,
No run-on sentences.
where I noticed this update is I jumped into settings and had to make some changes on video because
simplified
like
settings.
HDR and stuff, and it's different. I was like, "What? Whoa, this is different." All right, and I really like the presentation. I feel like with all these iteration of updates, they do a really good job of slowly tweaking things and making them better.
So that they're calling it simplified settings, right? Basically, the menu has been condensed and reorganized to make
and
it just easier to find.
It
your
really
things
is.
and
So,
stuff
for
like
instance,
that,
when
yeah,
you go to mess with video and audio, it's all right there. You no longer have to go into separate audio tab, video tab. It's just all presented to you right there. I really like it.
And then there is more Mixer viewing improvements. So basically, just in viewing how you watch Mixer on the console, what you can do while you're watching it on the console, interacting and stuff
capable
like
to
that.
subscribe from the console, and then renew your subscription on the console, which that was something you could not renew before. So that's very exciting.
So very cool. So a good update, a lot of quality of life features, I feel like. But honestly, with the OS, that's really kind of what most of your updates are anyway. Which
Can
is
we
good,
talk
right?
about the next news story, which is the gender-neutral Logitech accessory kit?
Yeah,
Yes.
I believe it's just the Logitech accessory kit.
But it is gender-neutral, correct?
Yeah, I believe it is.
So this is a news story because Google Stadia came out and announced that they talked about how their controller,
David's making fun of Google. Just so everybody knows. I think the whole world is actually.
Is what was it exactly, Jordan?
So they came out, and before I offend anybody, I'm sorry. I just think this was hilarious. But basically, they came out.
I will offend people.
Okay,
I think you're bothered. If you think that your controller in front of you has a gender, you're an idiot. Like I will just say that you are a moron. It is an
Inanimate object.
First, it's an inanimate object. It has no genitalia.
What if I put genitalia on it?
Then good for you. And then
Xbox Design Labs.
you can do it.
Then that's not gender neutral.
Yeah.
My controller is the big wiener edition.
But you can pick your colors and stuff if you want. If you want your controller to match you or to
Well,
however
okay,
you identify,
so-
that's great. But your controller is a controller, and Google Stadia made it seem like their controllers have gender.
So what they
And
did is,
So stupid.
I didn't know about this until the article was linked in Discord. So I think it was Ronan that linked it. So thank you for bringing joy in my life. But I basically what it is Google Stadia came out and said we had gender neutral controllers,
Yeah, we had general neutral controller,
which makes me
How?
laugh because
Like, what is a gender neutral controller?
Well, David, no.
Our sticks aren't as big.
That what made me laugh, the one part is it talked about how they made it. Well, anyway, but there was one part where they talked about how it was designed specifically for large hands and small hands.
The Elite Dildo Series 2.
The EDS 2.
Okay, well that makes a little bit more sense. Like it's for everybody's hands. I can see where they're going.
But
there.
that's the thing. Like, aren't all the only and this was in
The Duke.
this was in Discord as well. The
Duke.
only masculine controller out there
Is the Duke.
which, by the way, I think was by design. Said we got to make this controller.
We
like
have
this. Yeah.
evolved as gamers so that the Duke no longer exists.
Isn't
They-
my
they
controller?
Actually, they actually re-released the Duke.
Yeah, that's true, and it is badass.
I was gonna say like binary, right? Isn't a controller binary by its very nature, ones and zeros?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
The N64 controller was definitely a dude. Did you see that bulge? Oh, okay, I'll give you that one.
The N64
Yeah,
controller
give
is
that one.
definitely, It
has-
definitely has a big dong hanging out in the middle.
It had some protrusions that
But
were
basically, it could not stand up straight.
there. No, it.
Well, no. What makes
Always was at an angle.
what makes me no. What's really interesting
We
about
call that
this
the tripod.
is Google.
you guys are like, look at you.
Well, what makes me laugh about this is the person that's gonna buy a gaming console and is looking for the gender neutral controller is probably not the market you're going to make your money off of. You know what I mean? That's probably not the person going to buy in your controller.
It's the wrong language that they use. What they just should
No,
just say
I think they knew what they were doing.
Well, they should have just said our controller can fit anyone's hands, right? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I think they knew what they were doing. And I think they did it on purpose.
Yeah.
And I think it backfired because I really think the entire internet is making fun of them.
Well,
right
so
now.
didn't Microsoft come out and say, well, we made a controller that can, which they really did.
Well,
The
what's funny?
ultimate controller
Well, I mean,
is the adaptive controller.
They didn't do
on
it.
The
They
Xbox.
didn't do it in response to this, but it was just hilarious to like watch the news weeks because it was like, oh well, Google's over there doing gender neutral stuff. Fantastic. We're helping everybody with our adaptive controller, right?
Well, their adaptive controller is amazing.
No, it really is
so sweet.
And let's talk about it because Logitech has teamed up with Microsoft. Well, they did their own thing anyway. So there's a Logitech accessory kit that makes the adaptive controller even better for those that need the different buttons and everything like that. Basically, it's $100 kit that comes with a ton of different buttons and attachments and everything like that. And it comes with different stickers for A, B, and stuff like that. You know,
like, look how cool! Like it's just so cool. I think the adaptive controller is one of the coolest things in gaming.
No, it
that's
really
been done.
is.
Well, and then it's so adaptive. I don't mean to use that word, but they have all these USB ports in the back and everything that you can totally do it however you want to do it.
And that's what Logitech's goal was. So the adaptive controller is basically the controller, but it doesn't come with all those.
We were just watching that video. Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't come with all the extra attachments. It's just the controller that allows all that. What Logitech wants to do is give you those
access,
attachments, right?
yeah.
And that's what this kit is, right? Again, the Logitech accessory kit, it's $100 American dollars.
To give you an idea,
but,
they even have like a pulse thing that you can put over your finger.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's so cool. Like, well done, Microsoft. Well done, Logitech.
And basically, the idea is to bring gaming to as many people as possible.
yeah.
Right?
Also, I think
No matter what gender
I
you
think
are.
what Google Stadia is doing is really cool, and I'm really excited to have another player in the industry. But suck it.
Well, I mean, I think, what you could
With your
David, that
controller,
was-
your controller sucks.
Does it? Have you?
No. I mean, just like you're trying to say like, oh, our controller, and you presented
their
it.
controller has the moral high ground on an
moral high
controller.
ground, whereas the adaptive controller isn't bragging and trying to be on the moral high ground. They're just saying, hey, look, we're trying to make games accessible to everybody.
To every single person, regardless of anything.
Now,
Yeah.
just so everybody knows,
That's funny.
Microsoft or Google did not actually fight each other this week. Because it makes it sound like Microsoft. Yeah, just so you guys know,
and
there
that was
no-
probably a little harsh of me. But
Well,
No,
it's a little harsh of me. You can suck it.
but seriously,
that's not
suck it.
neutral. And then they did talk about how their color is gender neutral. It was dumb. I felt pretty good. I had a lot of good zingers in Discord this week.
Oh, you good
Yeah,
job.
yeah, no,
You're
I
a zinger-
told,
you're
yeah,
the
no.
zinger man.
If Google would have came to me, I could have saved them a lot of money on R&D.
Here's the
You
thing,
know,
Google.
I got a lot of gender neutral
Instead of
controllers
saying
they
that
could
you
use.
have gender neutral colors, just offer everybody unlimited amount of colors. Like, oh wait, Microsoft does.
Design Labs.
Design Labs.
Oh yeah, you got
Like,
that's my wife's controller right there. Look at that thing.
look at this bad boy. Here we go, holding it up. It's green and yellow and amazing.
That feels
Awesomeness. Look at
very
this.
gender
Ah.
neutral to me.
It even has her name on it.
What this
Oh,
is
it's not gender
is
neutral
very
anymore.
individual. It's individualized. Give people the opportunity to make their controllers any way they want, and that's how you want to have the moral high ground to give people options. The end.
Yeah.
Let's move on before I get in trouble and people are like, I'm not listening to you anymore.
Yeah, they
I think
usually
we've
are.
already passed that point.
Anyway, so in short, Logitech came out with the accessory kit for the adaptive controller, which is about $100. It's super cool.
It is cool.
Check it out. It's cool.
yeah. And then I'll fill this Dead Space error.
Yeah,
We All Fall Down.
We All Fall Down is now available. This is the new and I believe final DLC for We Happy Few.
Ooh.
And I think the DLC itself is gender neutral. So
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's funny. I played this originally. I want to get back into this game now that there's story involved. But so this is the final DLC. This is it. This is the
Yeah.
end. Okay, cool.
I mean, it's a super intriguing premise and creepy and weird, and I like it.
They literally said in the post, "I'm afraid we've come to the end of our time."
Oh.
That's kind of disconcerting. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Are you guys leaving?
Yeah.
Anyway, Compulsion Games, We Happy Few,
I
new
really would
DLC,
like-
We All Fall.
And this is on Game Pass, correct?
We Happy Few is. I don't. I
Of
think
the
don't
DLCs,
think the
I don't
I
think the
DLCs
DLCs.
you have to
okay,
purchase.
okay.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm very like the game. Every time I see it, it's so dark and creepy, and it intrigues me.
Yeah.
It has so much character, right? Like, We Happy Few,
Style.
anyways. Yes, style.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way. Free to play days.
Yeah, we got free to
They're
play
here.
days. So from November 21st all the way through November 24th, you can play Borderlands 3, Rainbow Six, and Prison Architect.
Oh, I like Prison Architect. That's a good game.
Now, speaking of Borderlands 3, if you enjoy it while you're playing it for free, you can get ready for the Borderlands 3 first DLC pack, Moxie's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot.
I'm in. I don't even care if Moxie's involved.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm definitely in.
Oh, yeah. So basically what this one is apparently Handsome Jack had created a casino before his untimely demise, and we're going to go into that casino and get it. Because I think the lore states that this was Mox's idea, and he may have stole it. So here we go. So new DLC coming out. I believe it comes out in December 19th to be exact. So this will be paid. So this is the first paid DLC. It is a part of the season pass if you have that. If not, you can buy it individually a la carte. But December 19th on Xbox One, we're going to have the first DLC, Moxie's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot.
Oh, that's exciting. That is exciting.
It
Talk about
really-
a game with character.
It is.
Borderlands 3 right there.
Also, jumping into the rumor zone again.
Yeah, before you talk about this news, there's a question that was submitted on this. Let me, because this is going to answer that, right? This is from Kaiju R Dope.
Oh,
Kaiju R Dope says, "Hey bros, do you guys have any thoughts on the reports that Anthem is still getting revamped and will release in a No Man's Sky kind of way?" Let's go over this news story, then we'll address his question after that. Go ahead, Jordan.
Okay, so rumor is, David just said it. The Anthem is going to have a 2.0 version or an Anthem 2 or whatever you want to call it. There's no there's no confirmation of the name or even if it's happening. But rumor is that they're working on a total revamp of Anthem, much like No Man's Sky, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I have no problem with this. I mean, it works. The best game example I can give is A Realm Reborn. They did it. They did it fantastically, and now it's one of the best games out there, right?
Yeah.
Anthem, at its core, I think is a really good game. The gameplay is fun, the style of the game is fun, and the concept of the game is fun. I just think
The content of the game is what.
I just think it lacked content. I still have it installed on my box. I think I played it probably about a month or so ago. It's still fun. I mean, there's nothing funner than flying around in a javelin.
Yeah.
Your personal Iron Man suit, the combat, all the core stuff, I think is really good. I just think story needs maybe a little help. More of a BioWare style story,
I'd maybe more end game.
and then more end game, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, if they can come out, if they can do what Division 2 did to Division 1, or even what Division 1 did with its later patches, adding in all that content, I think you got a solid game here.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think they should give up on it at all. I think that they should revamp it in a No Man. And here's the thing: I don't think they're as bad off as a No Man's Sky was, right? I think because the game is fun, it's super fun, and there was content there. There was no end game content. There was just nothing to do later on, right? Like initially, it's fun to go in, but then you reach later levels and you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
It's
what I
over.
would like to see, and Anthem's in the perfect position to do this because of the javelins. I'd like to see more of a role.
I agree.
How would you say it? Role.
Specific.
Yeah. So, for example, when we go into, I think they call them strongholds, but let's just say dungeons for simplistic terms. When we
Yeah.
go into a dungeon, I want the tank to be the tank. You know what I mean? Because I felt like when we go into the dungeons, although boss fights were fun and they did have their own
You didn't have
mechanics,
your roles.
it was just like, oh, I can shoot it.
Well,
It didn't matter if you were a tank, interceptor, a Magneto,
Yeah.
whatever you wanted to be.
That was a big turnoff because when they advertised the game, that's what they did advertise, that your abilities would synchronize together and you'd have specific roles doing specific things. It just never felt like it panned out that way. I remember switching to the tank and getting annihilated and just sticking with
Oh,
Ranger.
you mean the
Colossus?
The
Yeah,
Colossus. And so I switched back to the Ranger class, and like I didn't feel less tankish, but I just preferred it, right? But,
Yeah.
Whereas I would love to play the tank.
Now that may just be, I mean, that's just the setting I like. Like I like in the MMO the idea that, hey, the DPS needs to be over here for this part of the fight. The tank needs to face the boss this way. But I like that style of
the
of
the
gameplay,
triangle,
right?
We need to protect the supports. We need to make sure that the tanks are taunting the enemies.
Yeah, exactly, right.
And then we need to make sure that the DPS is doing all the DPS without getting aggro. It's a genius formula. It's awesome.
The triangle, right? And I think it would work perfect. Now, that's not how it is in Anthem right now, but I think for Anthem, it would work perfect because you can attach anything to the javelin suits. I mean, that's how you get it in the lore.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to do. But anyway, super. I hope they revamp it. I hope they stick with it. I think it could be a really fun game.
Yeah.
So.
Loyal Doyle in chat says, in my opinion, it's a sunk cost. Don't try to make money off something that tanked. And I think that's probably the discussion that they have internally. If it's a rumor that it is being revamped, they probably feel like they can save it. I think that's a valid opinion, but I do think if it was a single player game.
Well, we've seen examples where it worked. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky was one of the worst game releases launches ever, and it lost a lot of money. And then they came out with their 2.0, and it is a great game now.
And I think the opportunity for Anthem is greater because it's one of these perpetual world games that could really make you money, right? Like that. Whereas No Man's Sky wasn't that necessarily, especially at the time. It was more risky to revamp a No Man's Sky than it is going to be to revamp. In other words, I think the upside is higher for a game like Anthem than the downside in trying to revamp it. Now, if you say it's a revamp and you relaunch it, and it still has a lot of the same issues, your game is dead.
Well, yeah.
Like that's you don't really get another chance at that. I don't imagine anyways. Maybe you do, but
I guess it all depends on, is it worth it to BioWare and EA, right? So you guys use No Man's Sky as an example. If you even go back to Final Fantasy 14,
okay,
the original Final Fantasy 14 was awful. It was really, really bad, right?
They had to bring in backup to fix it.
They did. So they brought in I forget his first name, Yoshida-san, whatever you know. Anyway, he came in and he kind of basically looked at things. He took a couple weeks to figure out a game plan, and he went to the board. It's a really good documentary. You guys should watch it. He went to the board at Square Enix.
I really like the story. Yeah.
And he said, "Hey, this is what we can do. We can patch what we can and just let the game fade away and cut our losses, or we can completely redo the game from the ground up." And
didn't he say, "You guys give me full control"?
I don't know if he said it like that, but he is the reason that game is where it's at today, right? And he basically said, or we can owe it to our fans and fix this game and not keep this black mark on Square Enix, especially on our Final Fantasy series, because that's what it was. It was a black mark on Final Fantasy. Yeah. And he said, we'll lose money redoing it, but I think that's the right thing to do, right? And the board said, okay, go ahead and do what you want. And they did lose money on redoing it, and they had a bad year and this and that. But now it's one of the only. First of all, it's one of the greatest MMOs I've ever played.
It's considered one of the top tier MMOs.
I think it is. I think it's right up there with World of Warcraft, right? Also, it's one of the only subscription-based MMOs that's still around that is successful, right?
Yeah.
And this year, with the release of their new expansion, is one of their biggest years yet. I mean, so it goes to show you, under right direction, you can turn a game around.
Yeah, can I give you another example recently as well? Diablo 3.
Oh, yeah.
When it launched, it launched terribly.
The auction house.
It took them about a year to fix everything.
It took them about a month to let me play.
and then when I did play.
And then once you get it fixed right. I think Anthem just had such huge hype. And everybody wants to be. I mean, look how cool the suits. Look how cool the mechanics are. You have a great base. You have a really good foundation. You just need to now build a good structure that you didn't have on that foundation before.
From what it sounds like, because I've looked into this game a lot. From what it sounds like, and this I don't know for sure because I'm not on the development team, but from what it sounds like is there wasn't one direction. It sounded like they went into board meetings and they had a lot of ideas, and then they came out of that board meeting.
Boy
right?
band.
Your game director is a very critical role. I mean, look at Todd Howard, right?
Yeah.
Yoshida from Final Fantasy. I mean,
they're both. They're probably the same person if you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both rock stars.
Yeah. So I mean, So anyway, that's what it sounded like with this game in particular. But
very exciting. It's going to be it's going to be interesting to see if they're successful or not.
I do have one more news story.
This is rumored that they even are considering it, right? Yeah.
So anyway, I do have one more news story. Sorry, James, I forgot to tell you about it, and I forgot to put it in. But Sea of Thieves: Seabound Soul launched this week.
Yes, and you had a chance to.
I had a chance to play it. Excellent update.
Do the new Tall Tale.
Excellent update. I just want everybody to know it's out this week. It's free update. It's their November free update for Sea of Thieves. So all you do is go in and download it. I went in, I got my bird back out because I had my bird.
Whipped it out.
Yeah, whipped it out, and it's a super fun update. The coolest feature,
The grenades.
is the fire.
Yeah. That's
So-
cool. The glass grenades.
Basically, your ship can catch on fire, and I do have a screenshot of our ship on fire. And let me tell you something: fire safety is no joke, especially in this game. You think because you're at sea you can't sink and burn? That fire is relentless. Like you have to, and you panic. Like it doesn't. You got to throw buckets of water on it.
Yeah, like this guy on screen. He's
You're-
like, hey, guys.
Your ship stays burned. You light on fire. What's really hard is you can put the fire out. It probably takes about three or so buckets to put the fire out.
Oh, look at
What's
that.
hard? Oh, that's the new ghost ship, which is
Oh,
crazy
that's
too.
cool.
What's hard is when your ship's on fire, you light on fire if you run through it. Therefore, you're dying. Right? That's what's really hard about it. You got to jump in the water. You got to do a crazy thing. Anyway, the new Tall Tale's really good, but the mechanics I think are the shine of this update. The fire is.
Yeah, look at
fantastic.
that. Look at that ship on. That does.
That's what
look-
my ship looked like,
That looks amazing.
and it will sink your ship.
Yeah,
and
oh,
that is
obviously.
me jumping off the ship
And
because
look at
I'm
the
on
grenade.
fire.
Oh wait, hold on. I want to see this. Oh, you load the firebomb.
So you
can throw
so
the firebomb.
It's a firebomb that you
or
can
shoot
either
it.
throw or put in your cannon and shoot.
Dude, that's cool.
But like that guy right there. Let me tell you, fire safety is no joke. You need to know where your fire extinguishers are
You
at.
can throw water on
Yeah,
yourself.
you gotta put yourself out, man. You gotta,
That is hilarious.
it's crazy. But anyway, this update, it's super fun. I feel like this is one of their bigger updates, and it's free.
Liberty Hound in chat says 20 years in the U.S. Navy as a shipboard firefighter here. In the Navy, we are called damage control men.
All right.
That is
DC.
cool.
Yep.
That is really
so
cool.
James, he's my brother over there. He was in the Coast Guard for years. So yeah, you know.
Yeah, I saw you, Liberty Hound. I was trying to guess. Are you a senior chief? Is that what your picture shows? Or are you a master chief?
Oh,
Anyways, Sea of Thieves.
I'd like to be a Master Chief.
Master Chief is cool.
I've been.
I
Master
would
Chief.
like
I've been
the,
Master Chief several times.
I would like
At least
Liberty,
5.
Legit.
I would like Liberty Hound to be on my ship.
Oh,
because
yeah.
let me tell you, the fire beat us up.
the fire killed you.
Yeah, it beat us up.
Dude, look at all the animals. Look at that monkey.
Yeah, I have
It's
a bird.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I think I want a
Oh,
monkey.
and Gears of War.
We're
if you
all
wanna
over
log
the
into it.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Gears of War ship you can get if you log in.
Oh,
So
that's good.
I think it's ending soon. But anyway, the new Sea of Thieves update is actually really good. So and it's free.
Boom. There you go. And that takes us to the next segment of our show.
Oh
The
my
last.
gosh! I'm just sitting here. Duh.
Oh, this is the segment of our show where we take your questions. To submit a question, you can do so each and every single week over on Patreon, patreon.com/positive gaming. That's patreon.com/positive gaming. Man, I'm trying to talk too fast.
That's okay.
I'm all hopped up on Mexican Coke.
You can talk like me. I talk slow. Remember when I was trying to explain domination and team deathmatch, and then you're like finishing my
Like,
sentences?
you just need to jump in,
Just
man.
jump. Just go, man. Just talk faster. I thought I was just trying to help you. What a jerk.
Here we go. Our first question is actually from Liberty Hound. Liberty,
All right.
and apparently, in fact, Liberty Hound, Jim the Stuff guy over here, was telling me that you're a big deal.
Yeah, senior chief.
Senior
That's
chief.
pretty legit.
I don't know these things, but that's cool, man.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I am in awe. So way cool, Liberty Hound. Here's what he says. Hey, shipmates, the end of the Skywalker saga is just around the corner. I can't wait to see how this all comes to an end and what Disney has in future for Star Wars. He says, I have 2 sons. One is 6 and the other is 9. I think it's time to introduce them to the greatest story ever told. With this being said, please forgive me if you have already answered this question in previous podcasts. Do I introduce my kids to watching the movies as they were released or in chronological order? I've always recommended to others to watch them as the movies were released, but this was when speaking with adults. Your thoughts? Keep up the amazing work.
So, can I?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
So 6 and 9. I think Jar Jar Binks was meant for that age group.
Sure.
So, and I'm being totally serious. I think the first 1, 2, and 3 are very good with under 10-year-olds,
Okay.
right? So,
what about length? Because aren't some of those a little bit longer? Like 3 hours.
but they're. I mean, I'm going to be very real with you. I think the episode 1, as a plot and as everything else, is one of the worst movies ever made.
Sure.
But as a pretty light show and fireworks show, and seeing a laughy, goofy Jar Jar Binks, Misa jump around, and
Yeah.
then that
And
one
Watto.
yeah, that guy, and there's always a bigger fish, all this stuff. There's a lot of things that kids actually really enjoy. I know I've met a lot of people that were young when that movie came out, and they love it. They think I'm weird by saying it's one of the worst movies ever made. But I think at age 6 and age 9, you're not concerned about plot. You're not concerned about all that stuff. I think that is a good hook to get them involved.
So grow chronological order then.
I think at that age, I would never say it at any other age, but I think at that age, that might be a good way to go about it.
Jordan, agree, disagree? You think that's a good way to go?
I like the way, because I was young when the first ones came out.
He was. I remember.
How old were you?
He was like.
But when
8.
we watched them, they were on VHS, right? So
Yeah.
because I wasn't out when they came out, right?
Those movies were on VHS? There's no way.
No.
No.
I'm
He's
talking
talking
A New
about the
Hope,
original,
Empire Strikes
the
Back,
original.
Return
Yeah.
of the Jedi.
Yeah,
right?
me too. I agree.
So the only reason is because I think those three set up the universe very well, right? A New Hope.
So
Empire
4, 5, and
Strikes-
6.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say the names because
Those are
numbers. Yeah.
Those movies, in my opinion, are
Star Wars.
no question. Yeah, that is Star Wars right there.
Yeah.
Nothing's better than that.
What I would do is I'd go those three first, just so that you establish the universe with the best 3 movies, in my opinion, right? And then go back and do 1, 2, 3. Basically, I would watch them in the way they released. So that's how I watched them, right? Hope, Empire, and Return, and then Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge, and then of course the 2 new ones, right? That's how I would watch them. And if your kids are at a good age, and you might like them as well, I would throw in the Clone Wars seasons 1 through 5. That actually brings up a lot of good story. People think it's good.
I think you need to watch 1, 2, and 3 before you watch the Clone Wars.
I would watch. The Clone Wars takes place between 2 and 3, so
Yeah.
I would watch up to that point first, and then
1
watch
and
the
2,
Clone Wars.
yeah.
2 and 3. Yeah, watch 1 and 2, and then
Because
if you want.
that sets up a lot of the characters.
That means it is an animated show, and I think it's much like Airbender. The first season was made for a younger audience, and then they realized their audience was older.
and then
So season 2 and forward
then it gets bloody.
it gets really good. The characters are much more developed. The story's a lot. What would you say? More, I wouldn't say mature, but more complex, I guess. It's just.
Yeah.
But it's good. I would watch them in the way I watched them.
So basically, you can go either way, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
I think that 1, 2, and 3, 7 and 8 are not Star Wars as much as 4, 5, and 6. But I feel like if you're over 13, you should watch them in their release date. But at 6 and 9, I'm telling you, they're gonna love Darth
The first
Maul.
ones.
They're gonna love just
Yeah.
Now this is pod racing.
Well, they'll learn about Anakin too in that order.
yeah,
right?
I think
Yeah.
I think it's okay to watch
No, you're right.
at that age,
Yeah.
specific 6 and 9.
It's a great question, though. Thank you very much, Liberty Hound. Appreciate it. Viper does say, I like watching them in that order with 1, 2, and 3 first, so that Darth Vader's surprise isn't ruined. Whereas you watch 4, 5, and 6,
yeah.
already knew it. So that's a good
You know
point.
what? You guys have convinced me. I'll change my mind. Watch them in chronological order.
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think Star Wars. I think at a young.
Do you think it'll be
age-
hard for kids when watching it in chronological order because of the graphics?
No, because the
You know what I
graphics are dated in 1, 2, and 3 anyways.
Yeah, I guess
because-
you're right, yeah.
Because of CGI. I feel like actually the graphics are less dated.
In the originals?
because it's more plot driven.
Yeah.
it's more plot driven, but you've got puppets, and puppets never go out of puppets beat CGI all the time, in my opinion. For as
Yeah.
far as longevity,
Yeah.
CGI
Puppet
is
Wars.
meant for
puppet
enhancement.
wars, hand puppets.
Yeah.
Great question,
That's
Liberty Hound.
good.
Thank you very much. Kaiju are dope. We had the question about Anthem. Thank you very much. Kaiju are dope. Great question. Devout Canyon writes in
yeah.
and says, with the exciting news about the studio and how much the Patreon donations help, I was hoping you could give the community a better idea of exactly how many hours it takes during the week to give us all this great content. Given that you all have families and jobs, how much time does it take, and how do you 3 manage all the time commitments you have in order to make the XoneBros not only go but thrive? That is a good question.
Yeah.
Can I answer?
Do it. You were at a really good spot to answer.
Okay, I will answer. Basically, I have there's zero free time when I'm not at work or I'm not with my family. I think it's the same for Spicy or Jordan. We're usually working on stuff in some capacity for the XoneBros, whether that's updating Mixer channel, whether that's working on new content and ideas for YouTube channels or social media, preparing for the podcast, interacting in Discord, Facebook. We're to a point where the audience has grown so big, and thank you guys for being a part of that growth. That it's all your free time now, right? Like I don't know what it is like to have free time, and I'm not complaining at all. I really enjoy it. I love doing this. That's why we do it. But that's how much it takes. It's a lot more than just the hour.
It's
and
a lot of work
of sitting down. Yeah.
I mean, up until recently, I think we mentioned this on the pre-show, but we were showing off our cameras that we got. We mentioned those last week. Now the cameras are functioning right now. I'm looking at my camera right there. There I am. But to set up the old stuff was so much work. It makes me want to cry. These cameras, I press one button.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And everything turns on and they work.
Really nice.
That's the best part. They work.
And that that enables us to do more creating and more engaging discussion instead of spending that brain power on figuring out how stuff to work. So thank you very much, guys.
Appreciate it. For the last 4 years, the pre-show was basically me fixing my computer and fixing all the hardware issues.
Yeah,
that's basically that's what it was.
Yeah. So thank you. If you'd like to support, this next year is going to be big. Please head over to Patreon and support us. Patreon.com/positive gaming.
By the way, did we talk about releasing the pre-show to our?
Yes, we are.
I mean, have we announced that yet?
We might as well. We haven't, but we can announce it, guys. We are going as an added benefit, and actually, I need to credit McSpicy had the idea, and then Fitzy really has pushed us as well in chat as a bonus to all of our Patreon patrons.
Yeah, our patron supporters.
We are going to be editing and releasing the pre-show and post-show content exclusive to Patreon each and every single week. So stay tuned for that.
I mean, you'll be able to see it live, right? But we've had some really hilarious conversations pre and post, and they just disappear into the nether.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really good idea to give these to the people that support us, so.
Yeah, and I would like to say one last thing before we go on. As someone as with my new job, I'm doing this kind of stuff too. And if this is your dream, if your dream is to create something that people enjoy, to create a community, you need to know that it's 24/7. Like it never rests. You're always thinking about it. You're always trying to figure out what are we doing right, what are we doing wrong, how can we improve. You're always networking, reaching out with people, talking to people. It never stops. So make sure you love it, because if you don't love it, that would be hell. Imagine doing a job 24/7 that you hate. Because that's what it would be like. So, and that's why we love doing this.
Yeah, and there's a lot of challenge you don't even realize that are challenges that I'll talk about it at the post show because but it's time, but there's so many variables when you're trying to be successful that you have to deal with and attack and figure out strategies to overcome. It takes a lot of effort to do something like
Great
this.
to be a Gator says life of an entrepreneur, and I think that's probably the best way to describe it, actually. Absolutely. Anyways, that's a great question, Devout Cannon. I think we probably eventually we'll do like a behind the scenes discussion.
You know what I'm going to do? A day in the life of McSpicy.
Yeah,
I'll do a full 18-hour video.
That would be cool. That would be hilarious. Great question, though, Devout Cannon. Next, Fitzy. Fitzy's up. He says, with Christmas coming up, the wife and I are looking at getting the Xbox all digital for our son. With all the holiday sales going on, we're looking around and trying to get the best deal. That being said, is there a game, system, or accessory that you are hoping goes on sale so you can pick it up for cheap? I'll tell you what one I'm considering. This is an Xbox podcast, but I am considering the PlayStation bundle. There are some excellent deals out there on the PlayStation bundles. I actually think the PlayStation bundle deals right now are better than the Xbox bundle deals. But I do think, having said that, I do think the digital is the way to go, especially if it's for for your son, or you just don't need the disc. Just don't bother with it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's for me. I've been thinking about it. But yeah, But if I didn't have the Elite controller, I would be hoping that the Elite controller version 2 goes on sale.
Death Star Destroyer says, "Watch out! The PlayStation controller is not gender neutral."
And I really like the MLB 19. That's primarily what I would get that to experience.
The show.
Or MLB 20, whatever. I think that's only 19 now. 20's not out. But I want a baseball game. Xbox, bring me a baseball game. Guys, anything that you hope goes on sale that you can pick up?
I always like the software, right? So games.
Yeah.
And
there's one thing, too. I actually am in the process of collecting hard copy discs of games for this generation.
Yeah.
My thought process there is that this is the last generation of discs.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't think there's any value in that. Did I just ruin your world?
No, you didn't ruin my world because there already is value in it, especially if it's not opened. Like if you have, if you have
depending on like some of the Nintendo games that you have.
Yeah, if
not
you
opened. Yeah.
Okay, maybe there's value in it. I did not mean to crush your.
No.
Yeah, okay, because you looked at me like I was an idiot. Well, you always look at me like that. Never mind. That's just normal.
This is the way I look at people. I just everything is collectible. Like everything is collectible. It's just when it becomes valuable is the question, right? So for a long time, nobody cared about the 64 games. And then all of a sudden they became, over the last couple of years, they're the hot item and they're hundreds of dollars, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I just think the last unopened, I already have the games digitally. So for instance, I've picked up Red Dead Redemption 2 recently because it was on sale for like $20. Not opened, sitting on my shelf.
That's cool. Okay. All right, well, cool. Okay. Now I'm just going to keep talking until...
No, what is something that you would hope goes on sale?
For
Black Friday, or for, the sales?
Next week.
Yeah, next week, baby.
I mean, games. I'm with Jordan.
Yeah, games.
I mean, because I have a Switch, I have a PlayStation, I have an Xbox. I'm not going to get the Google Stadia, at least not now. I don't know of any hardware that I have a nice gaming PC. I'm very blessed. I have stuff I like to play with, right?
Yeah.
So... the only thing left is games, and I want them.
I want them now. I want all of them. Yeah, it is very exciting. Fitzy, great question. Thank you very much for writing in. Mr. Super Shark, Joel Van Egberg writes in and says, what are the best party and co-op games to play with friends and family this Thanksgiving? He says, my vote is Fusion, Frenzy, and Jackbox. Love your faces, Super Shark. Thank you very much, Super Shark. Love your face, baby. Best party games to play with family and friends over Thanksgiving. I think those are both two solid ones, Jackbox.
Fusion Frenzy's
and Fusion
way
Frenzy.
fun.
Anything else come to mind?
Yeah, me and my wife have been playing Overcooked.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
It's really, really fun. What's that game that we got we played on our last LAN party that I bought for you guys? The racing game.
Oh, I don't know
if that's on Xbox, though.
They have a version of it on
they do?
Xbox.
Okay, yeah. Something running, Speedrunner?
Yeah, I think it is
Speedrunner.
Speedrunner
Yeah.
is on Xbox. That one's really fun.
Yeah,
as far as a group goes.
Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time?
Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time is
That's
awesome.
good. Yeah, your dual sticks. Oh, that one's
Well, and
cool.
everybody's got one part of the ship
Yeah.
they control.
That's fun. So that's a 4-player
that can get
game.
chaotic, though.
Yeah. You're all teaming up.
Smash Ultimate.
No. A Way Out. There you
Way
go.
Out, yeah.
I think any co-op games are fun, but party games like a Fusion Frenzy or Overcooked. Not Overcooked.
Overcooked that's a good. I mean, isn't that Overcooked 2? Isn't that 4 players?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's a great game. I got kids that were playing strictly just Fortnite to sit there and play Overcooked for hours.
Yeah. It is fun.
I mean, it's crack night, right?
It's
With
true.
kids, they don't play anything else. But Overcooked, I got them. To play.
You can do a little Civilization hot seat.
Yes,
Civ,
hot seat. Super Shocker says old school split screen 4 people. Brendiggy says +1 lovers.
I'm just imagining. Okay, we're gonna do a party game. Okay, Civilization, 2 minutes, and
Hot
everyone's
seat, man.
Oh, yeah,
Liberty
you
Hound
pass that
actually
control.
does suggest playing Fortnite with kids and their cousins, and they have a blast. That's always a good option as well. I'm gonna say one. Any of the board games that are on Xbox digitally are really fun to play as well.
Yeah,
I really enjoy like the
play,
Risk,
Pandemic.
Those are always fun. It just takes the board game and kind of speeds it up for you because you simplify the turns and stuff. But great question, Super Shark. Sorry, thank you very much for writing in. Our last question comes from the one and only AOG War Dog. AOG War Dog says, pertaining to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, what do you think they should do content-wise? He says, I'd like to see a Dark Side DLC and a small storyline focusing probably on the Inquisition. I know there's a lot they can do at Star Wars. My question is, what do you guys think they should do as far as content-wise down the road? Jordan.
Well, can I answer?
Oh, go ahead, Spicy.
I
thought it was Jordan.
I was thinking, the first thing that came to my mind was Batman when you could play as Catwoman.
Oh, so
right?
let you play as different characters?
So, yeah. So how cool would it be to play another small chapter or a chapter or a full story as someone else in that same kind of storyline kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I think that would be super cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's a great idea. I also like the idea of AOG playing like a dark side, light side DLC would be really cool as well.
Yeah.
Maybe going through the same story, but now you're hunting yourself.
Darth Jar Jar.
Darth Jar Jar.
Does chat. Oh man.
But maybe yours in the sister, like you're one of the sisters and you're hunting the character you just played. Maybe you go back and do that. Would be a cool DLC.
Yeah.
Very Diablo-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
Jordan, how about you? Any ideas for DLC? What do you think they should do?
I don't know. I mean, I like the current cast of characters. I wouldn't mind just seeing more of Cal and the gang.
Yeah,
just doing a different adventure.
Story continued on.
The only issue I see, though, is I don't know and or think they will actually do DLC because they haven't. So Respawn, I feel like they're the type of company that's like, we made a good game, we're done. You know what I mean? And I respect that. Don't because when you come out with a DLC or expansion, it could be bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Apex.
Yeah, but Apex is a different style of game, right?
Yeah, but that's funding them. Like, I mean, I think
No, I know, I get that. I just they have also not said anything about post content DLC.
Yeah,
like
that's
they've
true.
been zero quiet, right? I don't know. I mean, that'd be cool if they came out with more. I would like to see more adventures with just because the gameplay is so good. I mean, it's Dark Souls, it's Uncharted. I mean, it's just it's fun, right? But I don't know. I would like to see more of Cal's journey, right? Because it's I think he's a solid character. I think the characters surrounding him are really good. And I'd like to see more of, maybe he goes to Tatooine and meets Obi-Wan. I don't know. That'd be cool, right?
Yeah,
hey,
that'd be really
Obi-Wan,
cool.
how's it going? What are you doing here?
I mean, you can do so much because it's Star Wars, and it would all
Yeah.
be really cool, especially if you did it in the same style. By the way, we found out, and I would actually like to shout out MMA, who's changed his gamer tag to the Royal Oracle.
Oh, nice.
He sent me the who is that there?
Oh, he sent it to me too. I haven't replied.
They're my
to him,
new
but-
favorite band, by the way.
I'll pull it up.
That is the Mongolian throat singers.
It's called Mongolian Metal.
Yeah,
It's
last
heavy metal.
Last episode, we were talking about how awesome the Viking throat singers music was, and apparently, they're Mongolian
I
throat
have
singers.
listened to it at
Mongolian
the gym
metal.
They're called
ever since I
Who.
found it. HU.
They're called The Who, HU, and that song is called Wolf Totem.
Yes,
I've been listening to them all week. They've actually taken over my questing playlist. They have got the greatest music videos.
Well, I know, like that music video, they're going cross country on
motorcycles.
on Harleys.
They are Mongolian Sons of Anarchy.
You should see their other. You should see their other music videos. They're just as epic.
Here's the thing, though. Can you bring that up? Let's play a sample for
I'm
people.
gonna pull that.
So
up.
this
We
is
have
this
to.
is the song that's at the very beginning of Star Wars. There's no spoilers here or anything, but it really sets the tone, and you're like, "Whoa, this is cool." And I'd say go to right about the middle. We'll really
Let me turn
introduce.
this down a little bit.
If you go right
Play
about
it.
right
It's
around to
a
the
minute,
middle,
a minute
right
30,
about
yeah.
there. Yeah, here it is. Ready? Here we go, guys. Just listen to this.
Look, I love the guys in the background.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
So
This is the song that started like you start in Star Wars.
Star Wars, and you're going up, and you're like, "Whoa, this is like aliens singing."
This
No, this
reminds-
is Mongolian throat singing.
Reminds me of the theme to Vikings a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Is
Well,
that
yeah.
the same people?
Well, the Mongolians are the Vikings of Asia.
I mean, check your math, James.
Yeah, I know. That is absolutely.
Dude, but
Or,
listen,
they.
I like when they all harmonize, though. Oh, it's so right there. Watch, go up.
Dude, it's so awesome.
I love the guys in the background. They're so cool.
Let me tell you, when you're sitting at a bench press and you're getting ready to lift big weight, and you're listening to this, you're like, "Yes."
Dude, when you're
I can
quest
put on-
grinding.
Put on more. Put on 200 more pounds. I got this. It is awesome.
Can I say something?
Thank you,
So-
MMA.
This
Or
that
Oracle.
song does come back later in the game, and it's awesome. Just so you know.
Oh yes.
They know how to introduce it.
yes.
Yeah.
Guys, that does us for today's show, to this week's episode. Thank you very much for being here.
I got quoted.
We appreciate it.
Mongolians are the Vikings.
They are.
I'm going to use that.
They are.
Guys, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. You know what I've been playing on Game Pass? Age of Empires.
Oh,
Blowing my mind.
You even downloaded the graphics pack.
The graphics pack. Guys, Game Pass Ultimate, Xbox Game Pass. It's the best deal in gaming. It's the best value in gaming. It's so good. Should we kick us out? Bring us out of here?
Yeah. I'll do it.
There it is. There it is. But guys, thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate it. We're very excited. Don't forget the community challenge is here this week. Submit to the challenge. Also, don't forget
Submit to the challenge.
Submit your kills to the challenge.
Submit to the challenge.
Don't forget to go vote for the XoneBros Humbly Awesome Game Awards. The XoneBros Humbly Awesome Game Awards. We're very excited. Let us know who you think is Game of the Year. And we will see you guys next week. Have a good one, everybody.